Before we get into this episode, there's something that might be of interest that I wanted to tell you about. Scene and Herd, who run this podcast, have been asked by Scotland Food and Drink to undertake a strategic review of the Scotland Food and Drink Excellence Awards. Now, these Excellence Awards have been going for almost 20 years and are a huge mainstay of the food and drink sector. But it's time to ensure that they're still relevant. So if you have ever been involved in the Scotland Food and Drink Excellence Awards, or even if you've ever had an opinion about them, we would love for you, please, to complete our survey. So if you go to the OnFARM Twitter, which is at @on_farm UK, and click the link in the bio, there will be a tab in there that will take you to the survey, and it should only take you a very short while to complete, but we would be enormously grateful.
So hi, it's Monty again for this episode of OnFARM. So we're here on Low Chapel Farm, just off the very busy M6, and this farm belongs to the Dunning family, who also own the Tebay Services. And it's very interesting because what we're seeing is cattle and sheep and native breeds at that, and we're seeing them from the farm to the plate. And right now we're having a look at some cattle. There's some Luing cattle in this batch, and we're here with the farm team and the butcher. It's really interesting to be on farm to see, the butcher selecting his cattle for the services.
I'm Bob Day, I'm farm manager at Whitechapel. I have been for 36 years now, and so I run the farm.
My name's David Morland. I'm head of butchery at Tebay Services here. I also looked after the Gloucester Services, butchery department and Cairn Lodge. I'm a fully qualified slaughterman. For 18 years, I'm a fully qualified butcher, and I trained at Glasgow Veterinary College to become a fully qualified meat inspector, which I served for 10 years in the south of Scotland.
You're quite the man for the meat chain then. You've seen it from all angles.
I've seen a lot of it. Yeah, you see all the good bits, but there's a lot of bad bits as well. But
sure. And Rosie, do you want to put your name on as well?
Yeah, no, I only started a few weeks ago, so I'm just an assistant to Bob. It'll be really interesting working so closely with Dave. It gives you because we're producing a really high quality product. It's interesting seeing it all the way through, because normally you send them off to market and then they're gone. You don't really know. I've done a few meat boxes, but that's it really. So there's a lot to learn, especially with finishing animals as well.
It's a 1,000-acre beef and sheep farm, and we farm right on the doorstep of the service station, and it's the farm that the Dunning family who own the service station, they started out farming this farm, and the service stations came later, so there's that really close association.
And by that you mean the stock from here ends up there, either on someone's plate or in someone's car to take away to their...
Yes, so all of the cattle that we produce go up to Westmorland, so that's latterly been up to 200 a year. 114 days.
Is this a Luing beast coming?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
045 is 14 days off.
Yeah, that's the one then.
15 days off.
How's that on heifer?
On the heifer.
So the guys are just putting a hand on the cattle. Just basically, it's interesting because a butcher doing it, not just the farmer, and he can feel what he reckons that carcass is like. Dave, what are you doing? You're putting your hand
on the ribs. That'll give you the best indication of its fat classification, carcass conformation, and then touch the loin. And then you're looking at the back end. So that on its ribs tells me that's 4L. Okay, and then the firmness on its buttocks.
So that animal is pretty much what you're looking for.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's good. Is that one?
Spot on.
I like that. Obviously, the knife line will go from there straight to there on both sides. So as long as that's clear, we're fine.
So when Dave says clear, he means it's taking off the hair basically, because that lifts any feces off at the same time, and it's all to avoid fecal contamination of the meat.
Especially the tails, because we've got a strong customer for tails. Oxtail, we can sell a lot of oxtail.
Right, okay.
So it's important we clean the tails.
Right.
Again, if you go over there, the vet can visually see over the top of the tail, the cap as we call it. He can see that it's been clipped.
achieve a lot of customer for the oxtail. So you're making the most of the whole carcass.
Oh yeah. The cheeks,
Yeah.
the tails.
Right.
It's the fifth offer really. You try and make the most, as I say. Great mentor, Mr. Dunning, he likes to sell everything.
But that's really interesting because, again, we'll have a look at in the service station later. But I would have had it in my mind that people stopping by want either a roast or a steak, and that might be it. But they're quite prepared to buy everything then.
Well, the big thing was when we started, it was John Dunning's theory that you've got the footfall.
Uh-huh.
We've over 4 million customers every year calling at Tebay. We've got the footfall. If you've got something there that they want, there's a good chance of selling it.
You've 4 million customers a year.
Yeah.
So that puts a lot in perspective. This farm has got 4 million customers.
Yes, it's fantastic.
You stand a chance if you've got that many people coming through. That yes, they're not coming here to buy meat. You stop on a service station for the toilet break and a coffee, and away you go. So you've got to have a display and the availability of products that differentiate from somebody else. Like we keep whole primals and offer ox cheek, offer oxtails and the mutton cuts. So people think, where do you get that from at a dinner party? Oh, we got that at that service station. And the word of mouth progresses then, and it's that's how it's worked.
Bob, does it feel special being part of something which not just the farm, but actually working with a team who then turn what you produce on the farm into something that a customer buys?
It does feel special. I think we're very lucky insofar as a lot of farmers, every farmer, you're very proud of what you produce off your farm, but you don't get the feedback when you go into the normal commercial market. But we get that instant feedback. We get feedback from Dave as the butcher every Monday, and he comes with the great stories of customers who've liked our meat and who've come back for return custom and that sort of thing. So we're very fortunate to have that.
So this is a Ling beast here, Bob?
This is
got
a
Ling,
yeah. It's one of the last-
678 live weight.
678 it feels like a 4L to me. It's a good solid finish, isn't it? Yeah.
So when you look at the Ling there, you've got a good straight top line from the top of the shoulder straight through the tip of the tail. You've got that good straight line. Not a big belly, firm in the brisket. What they like to call the rugby ball. The brisket between the front legs, it's called the rugby ball. Which, if it looks like a rugby ball, you've got the right fatness on it. But look, when you're looking down there, you've got that straight through.
It's thick right through, isn't it?
He's thick straight through, is that? A good solid beast,
It's a very
that.
good bullet.
Yeah.
I love that. It's from my young farmer days, and we used to do stock judging, and we'd be taught to look at an animal and give a set of reasons as to why that animal was better than that one and whatever. But it's interesting to get from Dave there standing looking at a beast on the hoof, as it were, and him looking at it and assessing just with his eye and his hand how it's going to be on the hook, what the carcass is going to be like, and how that's going to be when he puts his art of butchery into it. We're here in Cumbria, and we were on a farm, Selkirk and the borders today, and all the hills between here and there. In the past, it would all have been territory for Galloway cattle, and then the sort of maybe then the blue greys and things. But these things have maybe sadly kind of fallen out of trend. But the truth of the matter is, they probably just couldn't keep up with what we demanded of them. Whereas a Ling, is it maybe more of it's almost a modern replacement for those breeds, isn't it?
I think you're exactly right. Yes, because a Ling's given the modern finisher that size, and it's also an animal that responds very well to additional feed.
Yep.
Whereas some of these other traditional cattle, whilst they'll eat the feed, you don't get that benefit in weight to pay for that feed that you've put in. But I think all of these traditionals, Ling included, I think their time is coming more so than ever. I think because now with the subsidy coming off, direct payments coming off these hill farms, and it won't be replaced to that degree, because that subsidy money is going to be going to more to the lowland areas where they can get more bang for the buck down there, because upland guys, we're already doing as much as we can in the environmental side of things, so we're going to have these cattle, the Lings and others, that are more self-sufficient.
The way I would look at this is, you would have had Galloways or you would have had blue greys, but in a way they're expensive to finish, and they're not, whilst they're cheap, efficient cows to keep, they're expensive to finish, and they don't give you and Dave what you need to put they don't always easily give you what you need to put in the service station there.
No, that's true.
Whereas the Luing cattle, they're cheap, they're efficient, they're converting forage, roughage, they're doing your job on stewardship ground.
Yes, and you get that size at the end, and you get them finished. You get them finished off grass or off grass and very little else, and then you get that weight of carcass at the end. But you're still getting all of those traits that you get from other traditional animals. You're getting that eating quality and that look.
As a little bonus of this episode of On Farm, we've been invited in to see behind the scenes at the, and I'm going to say world famous, but it's certainly famous throughout the UK, Tebay Services, and we're getting a look. We've gone in through the door of the butcher's office, and we're going to have a look and have a wee look at all what happens here. We're in the hands of David Morland, who's the head of butchery here.
Right, boys, you're going to go in there and you think, what's going on here? Okay, so catering last week came to us regarding the Christmas offer on the catering in the restaurants, and they want 20,000 pigs in blankets making before the mid-November. So when we go in there, you'll think you're going to see meat being boned out, but actually they're on pigs in blankets. They like to do about 3,000 in a batch.
20,000 pigs in blankets.
Yeah. Right, so here we are, guys. This is some serious pigs in blankets production. We've got 4 guys on a line here. We've got Mark, Ryan, Dean and Joyce, who's found herself a perch. Are you comfy there, Joyce?
Very comfy, very comfy.
You're roughly on about 60 a tray, is that right?
Something like that, yeah.
About 60 a tray. How long have you been on for now?
About 3.
40 minutes, an hour.
An hour. So you've got 6, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 26, 28, 30, nearly 31 trays.
1,800 pigs in blankets.
Yeah, 1,800. Come on, Joyce, you're slacking.
So how many portions is that? If someone gets a Christmas lunch in here, what is it? 2 pigs in blankets on a plate?
It's something like that, yeah. Or they'll also do these little tubs with 6 pigs in blankets in. We're selling the made-to-go area.
And how does that work then? So people, I'm thinking of this as a service station, and people are stopping for lunch and what have you, but you're getting a lot of customers for your meat and for everything else here who are maybe going on holiday or whatever, and they're taking, so they're going on a Christmas holiday to a cottage somewhere, and they're coming in here and they're buying the ingredients and taking it away to cook. Is that how it works? Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite interesting how it does work, because our northbound side, you'll find the more smaller sales are over on north, because people are going into Scotland on holiday. So if they're going in a caravan or camping or a holiday let, they'll buy their bacon, the sausages and maybe a steak and smaller items. But on the way back, they maybe liked it, so they're doubling up to take home to the freezer. And you get a lot of people, big spends with, as Dean runs our counter here on South, you'll get full ribs of beef, Dean, won't you? Full legs of mutton.
People start coming in and buying the stuff for Christmas as well. So
we've just noticed now that people are getting ready for Christmas.
But you see, it's because when they're going north, they know they're going into Scotland. They know they're going to get good meat up there anyway, so they don't need to stock up. Is that it? They're going south, they need to buy in here.
Well, I think we're outnumbering you now, so...
Certainly outnumbered by pigs in blankets.
Yeah, we do a lot of lawn sausage, by the way. We make a very good lawn sausage.
We do a real lot of lawn sausage. We sold loads today. Absolutely loads.
How many sticks you sold today?
We could have sold 6 or 7 sticks.
Okay, there's about 2 kilo in a stick. Is it 2.5 kilo in a stick?
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So, we're coming to our main fridge here, gents. Out of 36 lambs, this is what's left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of shoulders and 3 sets of legs.
So talk us through that. You were on farm with Bob Monday last week.
Yeah.
And you chose 36 lambs.
Yeah.
And they went to Cartmel, to the abattoir there, came back here. You've butchered them
on Thursday.
You've retailed them, etc. From Thursday onwards.
Yeah.
So this is we're here on Monday. So by Monday you've sold the best part.
Monday lunchtime. That's all that's left. You've got a few saddles there.
Yeah.
So by the week these will go, no problem. How I describe this is a smarty count. So every Monday we have a smarty count. Okay, so you've got a full carcass. You empty your Smarties out, it's demonstrates each cut off the carcass. So you've got your reds, your yellows, your greens will sell easily, but what you do with your browns and your non-popular ones, because you've got to sell them as well, because it's a whole package. So if you want to make your mark, you've got to sell all the colours of the Smarties. So we call these shoulders, the legs, different colours of Smarties. So when I come in on a Monday morning, I want a Smartie count. So this applies in our whole category to the cattle and to sheep and to the pigs. Pigs are pretty easy basically because they're not as expensive and you can put them into sausage and still make a good margin. But on lambs and cattle, especially the beef, you don't want to be downgrading that product, degrading it. You want to keep that value, or else your whole carcass butchery has gone, you've lost it. So we're looking at these, we've got 7 shoulders of lamb, 2 sets of leg. Okay, and then when you look at the cattle, what we got on our Smartie count? There's some sirloins we've got hanging. We've got 2, 4, 6 pistola hinds off our cattle. Nice shape these, nice high grade cattle.
I love the colour. I love just that.
That's the colour.
Wee bit of fat cover, a nice bit of fat cover.
That colour, it's a healthy colour as I call it. It's not white like a bull beef. It's not really yellow like cow beef. That's healthy, like a really light cream, and that's what people are looking for. That's healthy beef, is that? So we've got lean carcass here, yeah. That's just it's just slightly got an R. It borderline O plus an R. But it's fine, there's plenty there, there's plenty in the top side there's plenty in the silver side, there's a bit of length in there. It's not too big, it's only 359 is that kilo, that body of beef, so you get some nice steaks out of there. Especially I like selling sirloin on the bone, T-bones, things like that, you know, ribeyes. You sell a set of ribs at the right size, it helps with the customers.
And again, customers looking at, you know, when they see that boned out, and we'll go and see it.
We're going to go and see it in the shop.
But you know, just the colour and the story that it's a native breed, and it's ling, and it's this and it's that. They love that as well.
Yeah.
The most obvious question is, do you think the customers appreciate that all this effort? But the most obvious answer is, they obviously do. They come back. Do they come back in time again?
That's a difficult answer, really. We don't have that many regular customers weekly, but we have them monthly. You know, your sales reps and things like that, and they want to know more about the how comes yours taste different, and that's when you get to educate people, because they want to know. It's no good standing there in a pulpit trying to tell people, if they're looking at the clock saying, I need to be in Manchester in an hour, can you just serve me and let me go? You know, you want people coming back and asking, what's the difference, or why is that fat colour like that? And then you can, you know, they are worth spending time with.
So this meat here is going retail, but it's also going through your own restaurant as well, is that right?
Yeah, it goes into, and we supply all the pie meat for the business. The sausage roll mix is all mixed here. So yeah, we supply the majority of any meat in the catering is from us, and that includes the hotel, Reggae Discovery Centre down at the truck stop. The truck stop's great for us because what we can't sell here, you know, likes of offal, lamb liver. Right. Truckers love lamb liver,
right. Okay.
So we send it down to the truck stop. You know what I mean? Anything we can't shift, and then truckers are just looking for a nice, wholesome, homemade meal. You know what I mean? But you know, we can be called expensive. But who you're comparing us with? You know, what we do is above and beyond what I know anybody else. I don't know anybody else who does what we do. So yes, it comes at a cost, because we want to go that extra mile to ensure our customers have that enjoyable eating experience.
And you go that extra mile, and you use like Luing cattle because they give you that raw material to go the extra mile.
The Luing cattle are one of the cattle that fits the bill. Yeah. The slow maturing, they're good to handle with.
And ultimately, when they're hanging up here like this, you know, it's a great carcass, and it does exactly what you need it to do.
Yeah. So here, Monty, we're looking at our retail offer.
So this is the retail butchery counter?
This is the retail butchery counter in our farm shop. Now, what we're looking at here, Monty, is we like to keep primals whole as much as we can, because we want to...
When you say whole, I mean, look at that rib.
Yeah.
Look at that rib roast.
Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it?
It's a 4 rib roast at the back. This is a 5 rib roast. Now, people say you don't get a 5 rib roast, but what we do is when we side our beef, we go up and cut it between the 10 and 11th rib as opposed to the 9 and 10th. So that's where the extra rib comes from, out of the sirloin, not out of the chuck. So we like to keep things whole, so the customer is complete control in what they're buying. So if they want a joint, for 6 people or 10 people or just for 2, we just put the knife on it and cut it to exactly what they want.
Will you get a lot of customers coming through here who will be, going on holiday, big family group, maybe going to a holiday house somewhere or whatever, and take, something like that, because that's ideal for them. They feed the whole family. That's their holiday Sunday roast type thing. Yeah. Yeah,
you're looking at dinner parties or family occasions, Christmas, Easter, birthdays, etc. And so as you can see, our sirloins are kept whole. Your T-bones are very popular. Your ribeyes, because you get somebody who wants theirs an inch thick or half an inch thick.
I mean, a ling T-bone steak.
Yeah.
I don't know if obviously, so obviously listeners can't see this, but this is in the butcher's counter. But I'm drooling looking at that. I don't know. Producer Dave's not starring in this episode, but he's drooling as well.
It's alive.
It's alive.
So, like I said, sorry, madam. So we've got the lamb leg section there, all the lamb. We've got the pork there. What's left of it? You remember, this is a Monday now. The skirt, beef skirt.
Beef skirt, Dave.
There's 2 types of beef skirt. One's a diaphragm, off a diaphragm, and the other one is the goose skirt out of the flank.
Okay.
Yeah. So that can be cut. That can be sliced, and it's called a bavette steak.
But again, this is what I mean about you're making you were saying earlier. You're making the most of the carcass.
Yeah.
So you're getting
So your lamb, like I say, the presentation of the lamb. Racks of lamb.
Perfect.
Lovely covering of fat.
Yeah.
Look how uniform they are. As I say, the 36 lambs, they're more or less uniformed. You will get, so you see the bigger legs? I was talking about the bigger lambs, the smaller lambs. Well, we've got to cater for different types of customers. And we can do that with the lamb. Then we've got the mutton section here, which is the mutton Herdwick shieling, which is a really popular cut.
And again, that just allows you to take like native breeds and make the most of them, because a Herdwick lamb isn't the same animal as a Herdwick mutton animal, is it?
No. Well, your Herdwick lambs are slow producers, maturers, and where we're situated here, we're nearly 1,000 foot above sea level, and we're just right next door to the Lake District. And so these lambs are born on the Lake District fells. We go to a farm and we draw the lambs in sort of end of October when they've been brought in off the fell. We'll take them back to the farm, then we'll run them along as shield. And then when they're sheared and they start shooting the teeth, and then we'll start bringing them in here as mutton. Look at them Barnsley chops.
Oh, fantastic.
2, 4, 6 Barnsley chops, uniformed.
Yeah.
Packs of mince for the family.
Yep.
All them sausages.
This is, really great to see. What an interesting exercise to go with someone like yourself from the farm and then come and see, the back room there and how your butchery, and then see this. And it's busy. What time are we? After 4 on a Monday afternoon? And it's busy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But you're busy all the time.
Yes, it's steady away. It's steady. Yeah. It's no good for us when it's too busy, because when it's busy, people see queues and they're in a rush, can't be bothered. We're not a nice steady flow of customers. And if you look at the range, you're on about people going on holidays. So there's breakfast packs there, there's sausage and black pudding packs. We're catering for them people who are. Or then there's the bigger J4 packs with 10 and 12 chops in, or a kilo of lawn sausage. There's value packs, the mince, pack of 5.
Again, it's all about, we heard from Bob earlier how it feels special to have that feedback from yourself via the customers via yourself onto the farm every week. It's great, and to be able to look at a ling beast going through the crush, get it through the process, kill it, get it here, put it on a counter, and the following week you're back there saying how that was received, basically.
Yeah. So them guys I've got in there, the lads producing the Pigsy Blankers, Johnny, my decision an hour ago affects that display.
Yep.
If my decision isn't correct on picking the cattle and the lambs, that affects their display.
Yeah.
The visual aspect of that display is not there. It needs to be consistent. So that's what I'm challenged with. This might be a bus load in. There's some elderly customers here, but they'll be just picking up a pack of sausages or a little bit of stewing steak, or but we've got to cater for everybody. And the people who you think will spend, as we call them, the pink corduroy boys who come up making all the noise, they'll go away with a pound of mince. The little fella behind him with a donkey jacket on says nothing. They want 6 T-bones and a leg of lamb. Them's the boys we want. Them's the boys. And why should you discriminate against them? They're brilliant. That's we'll cater for anybody.
But you reckon, did I hear this right? And you can put it in your words, but do you say something like 4 million customers a year coming through?
The footfall at Tebay is about 4 million customers who come into the services,
That's incredible.
Yeah. But it is a service station on a busy motorway.
Yeah.
So, they're coming in usually you come in a service station for a toilet break or a coffee.
Effectively.
You see Dean's come out the back now because we've got a few customers who come out. He's in charge of this counter, is Dean. So he's the first one to tell me if a carcass isn't right. And he's rightly so, so.
Yeah. So just for our sake, come back to the beef and just talk through. Sorry. Talk through, how when someone comes to buy, where is it, the rib roast there?
Yeah.
The rolled
river beef. Yeah.
That from what we saw earlier, your years of experience and your experience here, that's what you want to put on this counter, therefore you know what you want to select at the farm.
Yeah, exactly. You just said you picked up on before about the colour of the fat, and we talked about healthy looking fat, and not too yellow, not too pale, looks bully, and enough of it. And you get that marbling through that. Can you see the marbling in there, guys? Yeah. That comes with the healthy, good welfare, food miles, and everything that goes with it.
I mean, that sirloin there with the marble right through it.
Yeah.
This is, again, for the listeners, this is not a sirloin with your kind of half inch of fat around it and then a bit of red meat. This is your nicely trimmed fat round the edge, and then a nice marble right through the meat. Right. And the marble's where the flavour is. Am I right? That's where the flavour is.
The cooking process. The marble's where the flavour.
Yeah.
But visually, you've got to have something on this counter that's visual. Yeah. Because there's people still coming here for the first time, and they look at you thinking, "What are you doing? This is a motorway service. What are you doing with a butcher's counter in here?" Yeah. And you've got to tempt them in.
So you've tempted enough, I can't believe how busy it is at the moment.
Yeah.
Just to give us a feel, where are we going now? We're going into the...
Just going to have a look in the restaurant.
This is the restaurant. It's mobbed.
Yeah, it's quite busy. Quite busy now. I just want to show you what meats we put onto the hot plate. We're looking from a distance. This is where we do our Sunday carve. In this section here. So yesterday, this is where I was carving the meat there.
So you get involved in carving the meat
as well?
Yes,
I offered one week when they were short, and it seems to be...
So you had a big roast of leg beef or whatever, and you were at it with a...
Yeah, so today's favour becomes tomorrow's task, basically. Beef went very well yesterday. But the lamb's good.
Red Dragon Pie.
Lots of vegetarian options. Don't ask me what's in it. So if you look there, what we've got on the hot plate, the pies there, they're the steak pies, which is our meat from us. Then you got the sausage there. Then you got lasagna, obviously the mince from us. Then you got more pies down here. Our famous sausage rolls. As a business, we're selling between 8,000 and 10,000 a week of them.
Sausage rolls?
Yeah. The beef burgers there, hand pressed in our butchery.
The scale is incredible to see it all.
We've nothing to hide, because this is what we do. We're not false in any way that we say we're doing something we don't. What I'm showing you is what we do. And you can clearly see where the path from them cattle are coming from.
Absolutely.
Right through to here, right through to the restaurant. It's a clear path.
I think it's an incredible story, and it's just nice that Luing Cattle can play a part of the story. What a treat that was to spend time at Tebay with the head of butchery, Dave, and earlier in the episode also Bob and Rosie on the farm. It's an impressive operation, and they make really good use of the traditional native bred animals, including Luing cattle, as we heard. For me as a farmer, it was so interesting to get a close-up insight into what Dave the butcher looks for on his weekly farm visits. Many thanks to the Luing Cattle Society. This is the second of 2 episodes we've made with their support. So do go back and check out episode 1, last week's episode, when we visited a farm in the Borders to see how Luing cattle can be wintered and finished on nothing more than grass. The OnFARM podcast is produced by our team at Scene and Herd. We're the rural PR and marketing specialists. We can make podcasts for you and about your business, and of course we can help with the full range of comms and marketing needs you might have. So please get in touch anytime to speak with myself or Anna, one of our colleagues. As you know, we often like to give a podcast of the week recommendation because we know how tricky it can be to find new podcasts you like. This week's podcast is one from down south, covering England and Wales, but the themes are relevant and it's presented by a friend of OnFARM, rural business consultant Aled Jones. You'll find it anywhere you get podcasts. Just search for Rural Business Uncovered. And lastly, if you've enjoyed this episode of OnFARM, please share it, recommend us to a friend, put it on social media, let us know on Twitter or Facebook that you've listened. You'll find us at on_farm UK. So right, that's it from me for this week. Bye for now.